What's up, everybody? I hope y'all are well out there. I am Jaren. I am a voice teacher, speech trainer, and the founder and owner of this marvelous studio, the Jaren M. Luger Studio. We're keeping along with the Prince of Egypt theme we got going on for these next few videos, and so we're gonna do another Prince of Egypt classic that I actually really enjoy, and I shouldn't have took this long to get to, but we're gonna do it today. Y'all, here is Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey singing "When You Believe." Many nights we've prayed with no proof anyone can hear. Yeah, you hear that breathiness that she does? Many nights we prayed. I just love that texture. In our hearts a hopeful song we barely understood. We barely understood. And her vibrato is always so consistent. Barely, breathiness, understood. And her vibrato started right at the beginning of that note. Understood, right there. Now we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. Now we are not afraid. So she picks up her voice right there a little bit, gets a little bit more thicker, kind of beltier, thick folds, chest voice right there, and then she kind of transitions into this like higher, heady, breathy note at the end of that verse right there. And then she did, we were moving mountains long before we knew we could. Really kind of that breathy light, kind of like that sigh. I love how she just transitions between like this breathy, heady, chesty, belty, all that stuff. I love how she transitions in and out of those different sounds that she does so well. Oh, yes. There can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. It's hard to kill. Shove it up that throat on kill. Drop the lengths a little bit. Hard to kill. Right there, yeah. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe somehow you will. When you believe. How she transitions. I talk about those transitions she does all the time. When you believe. And hers is not so much like a yodel flip, but it's still definitely a register vocal mass change. When you believe. You see what I'm saying right there? You will when you believe. That hum. Whatever she did, right? I love that. It's almost like she shoots that hum right in her nose. Really buzzes right in the face. A lot of people say in the mask, or like you can feel it in the mask. That's what I'm talking about. They're feeling a buzz or the resonance, the vibrations in their face. You can really feel that when you do that. Right in there, yeah. In this time of fear, when prayer so often proves in vain, hope seems like the summer birds too swiftly flown away. In this time of fear. You see how I did that? In this time of fear. When prayer, she kind of picking up that prayers. When prayer so often proves in vain. Hope seems like a summer bird. So she goes from that, hope seems like a summer bird. You see how she does that transition, that flipping, that register vocal mass flipping throughout her singing. She goes from like a really kind of thicker, but still nice chesty voice to like a really bright, airy voice. Na 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 na. You see what I'm saying right there? Now I'm standing here, my heart's so So she got to the Y or the I sound of say, say, flipped out E, then came it down, E on the chest voice again, E, and did that run right there. She did a lot throughout that verse, mainly on the first part and kind of the last few lines. The second part of the verse, she kind of got more thicker, more ongoing than anything else, but she still had a little transition. But in that word say, you see what I'm saying right there? She kind of transitioned within that I or Y sound of say. So she got to the second part of that diphthong instead of say. She said say, hey, and broke up that word. Whitney broke up the word hopeful in her verse too. Hopeful. She kind of broke up the word and kind of made it more syncopated that way, or just put a breath in it. And doing that is okay. If it's intentional, put a breath between the syllables. I don't care. It's an intentional artistic move that you want to make. Do it. And sometimes a song calls for that, right? Sometimes a song does call for somebody to do some transitions like that in their singing. You know, it's okay. It's intentional. The composer wanted it. They agreed upon it. You know, in the production, it's fine.
There can be miracles when you believe.
When you believe. And every time she goes to the headier, light stuff, she gets really spread. When you believe. You see what I'm saying right there? When you believe. Summer birds say. Everything is spread every time she goes up to that headier kind of whisper.
Oh, hope is friend, it's hard to get.
She got low on kill too. Kill. The throat kind of got more wider, if you will. The larynx dropped a little bit. Kill. Kind of like that right there.
Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe somehow you will.
Somehow you will. So she went from chest to head on the same note. Somehow you will. Okay? That comes to show you, I'm gonna tell you this, that comes to show you that you can bring your chest voice up a lot farther and your head voice, thin folds, falsetto, whatever you want to call it, down farther than what you think. A lot of people think they have to naturally transition. You really don't. You have a lot more control than you think you do over your vocal folds and your vocal instrument, if you will. But a lot of people don't know how to tap in to that control. And that's where I come in. I help you understand the control itself so that you can do what you want to do more intentionally versus, oh, I naturally switch. You don't naturally switch. You do that because you don't know what else to do. And I'm not saying everybody does that, but I'm just saying a lot of people just don't know that they can control when they want to switch, right? And switching depends on the person, depends on the range, depends on what they want to do. So I'm not saying you have to switch, you know. Everybody switches everything all the time in the voice, you know, like that's what they call mixing and things like that. We switch things, put things on and off and up and down and stuff. You know, everything, we mix stuff in our voice to make our voice do what we want it to do. We all sing differently, so it's kind of just how we make the sound work for ourselves from a production or physical standpoint. But all that to say, you can definitely bring your head voice, thin folds, falsetto, whatever you want to call it, head mix, bring it down much farther than you think. And bring your chest voice, chest mix, thick folds, whatever you want to call it, mode 2, you can bring that up farther too. And you can do other things to make things sound like different things. There's a lot of things you can do with your voice. Exhibit A right there, she did the same note in both registers. Believe. I may be in the wrong key, but I'm showing you the concept. Chest, chest, head, head, if you will. Or thick, thick, thin, thin. Whatever you want to call it, whatever words you want to call it. She's switching something to make those transitions or that vocal fold change happen in the same note. Okay? Just make sure you know that.
You will when you believe. They don't always happen when you ask.
I love that little right there, little glottal. And you see, Whitney was on the top and Mariah was on the bottom, right? So Whitney had that more bustier, brighter quality on top. Mariah had a more lighter quality on bottom, but it was still the cool texture.
And it's easy to give in to your fear.
Now they switched. They voice crossed. Now Whitney's on the bottom, Mariah's on the top. Still cool texture. It's just two different people singing. I love it. I love how they switched too. It shows you how wide their ranges are. They went from top to bottom, and then they have a wide range. They can do that kind of stuff. It's so cool. I love how they matched their vowels there. There were two different voices, but you can see when they sung together on When You're Blinded by the Pains Through the Rain part, you can see how the vowel kind of went more spread and bright to more darker towards the end of that line. When you see la da 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 da. But they both did that same vowel shape as they went down. I bet you that was very natural for them to do that together. But they had that same vowel shape, so there was still some sort of a blend or more or less a cohesion between the two voices. When they sung that part together, they matched the vowel and the vocal color, if you will, a little bit. You know, kind of got more brighter to more of like a more warmer sound as a result of the vowel changing. Maybe some things changing laryngally too. Whitney better growl. How will you believe? I love when Whitney does that. She had that hard punch glottal growl. Oh, oh, yeah. Hard to kill, yeah. So she kind of had the L, hard to kill. The L kind of went into the O, yeah. The L was there, but it wasn't hard to kill, oh, yeah. No. Hard to kill. The L was kind of replaced with the Y glide, if you will. Hard to kill, yeah. Something like that. Hard to kill, yeah. Yeah. Consonant omission. Do it. Hey, she's finessing this song and they're driving the end of this song at this point, and that run necessitated her to take away that L and put it like a Y glide there. So yeah, do it. Love how they're both ad-libbing in their own way, if you will. They're not trying to like do what the other one's doing or kind of these. They're both ad-libbing together. I mean, of course, separately because they're doing their own thing, but they're doing it together and they're ad-libbing the way they would ad-lib on something like this. So it's giving a Mariah texture, a Whitney texture. Whitney has that more chestier, brighter, kind of like the more classical sound that I always talk about she has. And then Mariah has that more lighter, brighter, higher sound, but they're not overshadowing each other. They're doing runs and riffs one after another, but it's not, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. You know what I'm saying? And that's a great thing that they can go off of each other, do their own thing, but still sound very cohesive. And it's not like, overkill of the ears, you know? Believe. Something like that. So she kind of had a pucker, believe, and kind of brought the pucker back towards the end of that run. So she ascended up, believe, something like that. Yeah, you see how I puckered the lip at the bottom, kind of came bright at the top, and it came back with the pucker at the bottom.
Just believe. Just believe when you believe.
If you enjoyed this analysis, click subscribe down below to click the alert button next to it so you know when the next video is posted. And as I will always say to you, be vocally bold, creative, and aware, but most of all, be vocally you. All right, y'all, I love you. I will see y'all soon.